Hey there, folks. So this is the February 2018 Gentleman's Box unboxing. Gentleman's Box, again, pretty much the gold standard for the men's style boxes that I subscribe to. One of the reasons why is they're pretty much a straight accessories box. Now, there will be an occasional grooming product in here, but, unlike the Birch, which I noted in the last video, has pretty much all gone grooming. To the point, like the box that I have apparently is I get Grooming Plus box, the grooming with the thing inside, like the Happy Meal of grooming boxes. Gentleman's Box, straight accessories. Now, one thing that I always try to do with each box that I subscribe to is talk about and focus on the one thing that particular box does well. And in the case of Gentleman's Box, they do a theme, but unlike another box that kind of themes around a color or themes around a pattern, what Gentleman's Box will do is theme accessories around kind of a conceptual theme, if that makes sense. So in this case, now that I have the box open, what do we have here? We are honoring our favorite adored activist. And they never tell you who it is, so you kind of have to guess. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. So let's see what we have here. We have the letter, Dear Gentleman's Box member, from Katie, the web developer. Katie, whom I met back in August. So, honoring our favorite adored activist. Our honoree this month is a nonviolent, anti-apartheid activist, politician, and philanthropist. He studied at the University of Forte and the University of South Africa before becoming a lawyer in Johannesburg in 1952. There, our honoree became involved in African national politics. After becoming involved in the anti-apartheid movement in his 20s, our honoree joined the African National Congress. Over the next 20 years, he worked with the ANC to overthrow the Nationalist Party white-only government, and as a result, he found himself under arrest numerous times. As a child of the 80s, I think I know who we're talking about here, but let's keep going. In 1962, officials detained our honoree for conspiring to overthrow his state. His trial lasted from 1963 to 1964 and came to be known as the Rivonia Trial, although he received a life sentence in prison. Our honoree earned his freedom after serving 27 years of his sentence. Upon his release, he immediately returned to his mission of eradicating the apartheid system in South Africa. On May 10, 1994, our honoree became the first black president of South Africa. He spent 5 years in office focusing on national reconciliation, foreign affairs, and the development of domestic programs. In South Africa, people know our honoree as Father of the Union and founding father of democracy. Globally, he remains a hero, an icon, one of the most respected figures of all times, and yes, as a child of the 1980s, a great bandwagon t-shirt if you really just want to look hip but you don't have time to get to know who these people are. We are talking about Nelson Mandela. So, let's go ahead and see what is in our box. Opening it up. And I'm just going to grab the very first thing I see, which for me is a pen, because I am always all about the pen. So I've come home from work. I've already kind of put my pocket things away, but I currently have a Field Notes pen. One of my partners for Winter Holiday bought me the reclaimed wood and chrome field box pen. But this is actually, it's got a very nice feel on the deploy. It's got a tip on the end, so we can kind of use it as a stylus. I could easily see just putting this at my desk. Throughout the day, I'll have to grab the phone, I'll have to grab my iPad. I could easily use this as a stylus to operate it with. And I see a piece of paper, ironically enough, student loan paperwork. There we go. Oh yeah. So the rollerball actually has a very nice feel in the hand. Obviously it took a minute or two to get the ink flowing, but now that the ink is flowing, it's got a great feel. The ink is also very, very quick to dry, so scribbles. So far so good. Liking the pen. Like I said, I could easily see myself keeping this at my work desk. So I'm always jotting notes throughout the day, and I always need something to interact with my mobile. All right, so let's grab the next thing here. So this is really what caught my eye at the beginning, but then I saw the pen, and like I said, writing utensils and we just like have a thing. So what we have here is, now again, also I'm under kind of crummy fluorescent lights, but this is looking like a blue and a lavender. And what I was looking at in particular was the pattern. So again, my eyes are kind of bad, but I'm pretty sure we're looking at kind of a houndstooth here. This is from Tie Doctors, and let's just get a look at the corporate logo there. I love that. Quite literally, the Tie Doctors. Style is a way to say who you are without having to speak. Colors are good. I just kind of test this with the shirt that I have on right now, and, well, assuming that I had the button done up and everything else, yeah, again, the blue works even on the blue. The lavender works even on the blue. Like the color, like the pattern. It's kind of a thicker tie. That was the one thing I noticed when I grabbed it. The fabric is just a little thicker than the standard tie. It's a little heavier in the hands, which hopefully means that once you've worn it for the day and you take it off, it is less likely, it's more likely to give of the wrinkles, because once you tie the tie, once you wear it in the knot for the day, sometimes, some ties I've noticed, just once you wear them a couple times, they really don't give those wrinkles up. So hopefully the thicker fabric means that will happen. Let's grab, so the next thing I see here, oh, very cool. It's a journal from Annual Light Industries. Don't let a thought drift away. Let us help you. And ironically enough, now, like I said earlier, I'm kind of a field notes person right now, although I'm looking at this, and I'm actually kind of wondering if I couldn't put a field notes pad in this. So we've got that there. Let's, oh yeah, oh, the sniff test. Yes, leather, or at least very realistic fake leather, to the point. Like I said, I'm giving it the sniff. What I'm really wondering now, again, as I look at this, I'm wondering if this could not hold a field notes pad. The pad on the inside looks to be about the right size. You'll recall I mentioned when I was talking about taking the pen out just a minute ago, I made the comment that I tend to keep a pen. I just trim my nails today. There we go. It's not giving up. All right. I usually keep as just kind of my standard go-to at work. I've got a field notes pad, and I've got the pen with it. Man, I'm wondering if I'm going to have to experiment with this afterwards. But I'm liking this. The journal, if anything else, a field notes case. Let's move on. So the next thing we've got, we're down to the final three. This is from Mind Socks, Be Bold, Break Barriers. So again, it looks like pink and navy blue in not quite a polka dot pattern. I guess when we pull back, it's polka dot because I'm looking at it up close. It's not. So I have to admit, and those of you who are frequent watchers may have picked up on this, I have been aggressively combating my weight in 2018, like aggressively to the point where I'm doing an hour of cardio daily at the gym, and I'm noticing it. Pardon me, and I'm getting to the point I am almost considering trading in my old my old generic big boy friendly socks, which are just standard white, to try to give some men's dress socks a try. Not quite under 300 pounds yet, but very close. But these might be the pair that I try, because these are very, very merciful on the fingers when I try to go in and do the calf test. Now, still, even at 302 pounds this morning, I'm probably going to stop around 285. My lower legs are probably going to be to the point where I'll retain a compression ring from the socks, but they hopefully won't be as bad as they were when I was 350 and decided to go down to the diabetic friendly socks. You know, the ones that are kind of a little more light around the calf. But these may be the socks that I try breaking that in with once I hit about 285. Like the color. Navy blue, it's a great staple. I mean, you know, it works with, I'm wearing a pair of olive pants right now. Works with the olive. It works with khaki. Obviously, it's going to work with a pair of navy blue style Dockers. Pretty much anything that I would wear in the office. Two more things, and I'm just going to grab this because it's right here. This is from Detroit Grooming, Cherry Lip Balm. So not much we can say about that, beyond the fact that it's a lip balm. And the company is Detroit Grooming, but it's definitely got a cherry scent to it. And we can give a feel. Oh yeah. So, we've got that. And the final thing is a pocket square. And, of course, the fact that I mentioned that I was losing weight alludes to the fact that I think I'm about a month away from getting back in that closet and starting to get into my old sport coats, which means I can finally start deploying the pocket squares that I have been amassing for the last 2 or 3 years, depending on the box. In this case, we have a kind of a grid design. We have a gray with just kind of a gentle pink stripe. And, you know, again, always love the color pink. I've never understood why more men don't gravitate towards a pink, either as a dominant color or even as a highlight. You know, full disclosure, I was away for the first part of the week in Tucson at the ITC e-learning conference. One of the shirts that I wore was this pink Oxford shirt. And, you know, I'm going to see you guys in like polo shirts, standard white dress shirts, you know, the obligatory plaid. That pink, I stood out, and, you know, I'm going to own it. I rocked it. I just, you know, I've got the skin tone. Once the beard comes in, the beard's that nice shade of brown. Everything pops with pink. I do not understand why more men don't lean towards pink, either as a dominant or even an accent color. Anyway, all right, yeah, so we're getting into gender politics and bullshit, and that's not why we're here. So let's go ahead and just recap the box very quickly. So our favorite adored activist, of course, we were talking about Nelson Mandela. At least I hope we've got to be talking about Nelson Mandela. What am I saying? My first thought for just a second was, what about Stephen Biko? But no, this is completely Mandela. The whole presidency thing gave it away. So first and foremost, from Traveling Gentleman's Boutique, we have our repackaged pocket square. Next up, from Detroit Grooming Company, the Cherry Lip Balm. Next up, the Mind Socks, blue and pink socks. Next up, from Tie Doctors, just double check, yep, Tie Doctors, is our pink and blue tie. And for me, kind of a tie between the two favorite things from this box. I guess we had to put second place. The black sleek ballpoint pen, and I think the favorite item from this box still is the leather journal. You know, like I said, it's nice to begin with. The fact that I can go in here and swap this out. Probably when I'm done with the video, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to grab my field notes and see if I can put my field notes in here. This is just a nice journal cover. You know, even if, you know, the thing that I always find with journals is it's very hard to find refills. I think this looks like the right size where I can start using my field notes as a refill. So yeah, that is your February 2018 Gentleman's Box. Again, honoring our favorite adored activists. So at this point in time, if you like, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You know, I really need to watch this part of the video just to make sure that I'm actually pointing to the subscribe button. I'm pretty sure that Photo Booth flips this when I make it. So anyway, please by all means hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave some comments, I do try to engage people. Sometimes when I get home at the end of work, the last thing I want to do is look at a computer. But if I see some comments, I will try to go and engage. Beyond that, I will see everybody for the next unboxing very soon. So until then, be good to each other. Stay safe out there.